I can hear him.
Gate is down. Rocketing into that first corner. It looks like it is the 33 of Chris Kiefer who gets there first. Does he hold it? No,
that was close.
Really tight. 26 machine may have shoved him out just a little bit. Ben LeMay.
Rider out of Golden, Colorado on that KTM. Already being challenged. Rider going around in the long way around on the outside.
Yeah, Ben LeMay in the lead, 48 down the inside, and the Yamaha moves into the 2 spot. That is going to be Carlos Battiali moving up there. 42 of Colt Martinez also in the mix.
Yeah, Lance Vincent was up in there as well. The number 14.
Keith Harrison, I should say, not
Heath Harrison's going to show you his biceps when he goes by. He's going to go by the tower.
Look at last year's champion of this class here.
Kiss his bicep as he's flying through the air.
So LeMay leading, but Heath Harrison is right there.
Let's hear it.
Harrison scrubbing down to the outside, coming out of Storyland triples. LeMay trying to defend that inside. They nearly come into the same run together, and LeMay maintains the lead.
That was impressive. Way to stay in your own helmet right there. That was good. Almost trading plastics. So what can he do with some clean air out in front? Trading visors. That's right. That was how close that was.
As LeMay leads us through the center of the racetrack here. On lap number 1, Harrison right there. The 14 also coming into the mix. That's Lance Vincent with a good start. As he has moved into 3rd place and is trying to tail Harrison through this sand corner. A lot of ex-pros out here.
Oh, for sure. Coming through at the first lap completed here. We're going to look at those lap times next time around. Ben LeMay out front, Heath Harrison in the 2 spot, Lance Vincent 3rd, Carlos Badilla in the 4 spot, Ben Nelko in the number 5 position, Kyle Swanson 6th, 7th is Jacob Hayes, Jeff Loop in the number 8 spot with Connor Maxwell 9th, and Brock Peterson back in the number 10 spot on the Honda.
LeMay is dealing with all kinds of pressure right here from Harrison. Harrison's trying to swoop this outside line and make it work. Coming to the inside, down the long short chute into the Cometic corner before the 10 Commandments. I think Harrison's got this pass done. To the inside, LeMay's going to try to use this outside to triple by him, but Harrison's able to go roll double triple and keep that inside line. He is your new race leader.
How about that for Heath Harrison? Hey, last year he was the whole shot machine. This year he said, I want to get a 1st place out here. Let's see if we can make it happen when the checkered flag flies. Still got a long way to go, though. And I got to think the 26 of Ben LeMay going to fire back on him. Well, maybe. Heath with the little gap.
Yeah, Harrison using a few different lines in LeMay, going outside to in, LeMay inside to out as they go through Storyland, but look at how brutal it is back there. Those guys are nearly paddling through there as those ruts are getting deeper as the day goes on. As Harrison brings us back into the center of the track. Looking fresh. Green and yellow gear.
Yeah, looking good. Vincent with a little dab, a little trouble back here, sounds like. Still maintaining. And good battles behind them between the 48 of Carlos Bendelco, Kyle Swanson, Jacob Hayes back there as well. Harrison buzzes past the announcing tower, followed by Ben LeMay.
Yeah, it looks like the 71 of Ben Nelko actually moved into 4th. He's gotten around Battiali into that 4th spot, and he is actually closing up onto Vincent now. Around the outside, trying to make that pass before the finish line, cuts back across, and he's going to get that pass done.
Great pass right there by Ben Nelko. Switching it up, finding the faster line, making the pass.
Vincent's trying to fire back, though, as we go by the Wall of Fame here into the mechanics area, using that far inside line.
Ooh, getting deep, isn't it? That inside line.
It looks like Nelko's able to hold it steady for the time being. And now Nelko is going to try to close up on LeMay. They have actually gotten to the 26 in a hurry here for this 2 spot as LeMay falls back from our race leader, Heath Harrison.
As Ben Nelko goes to work, Vincent trying to keep pace. Carlos Badilla back in the 5 spot, just out of the shot.
So the 71 of Nelko using those middle lines just after the commandment will turn to the inside here, but LeMay crosses over to block that line. And yeah, we have got battles plenty. Vincent's there, Jacob Hayes battling with Battiali, trying to get into the top 5. so close between all of these guys.
You just get the feeling this is going to be a little back and forth right here between LeMay and Nelko. Nelko trying to fire back. Oh, mistake there by Ben Nelko. Doggy paddle unable to keep it on two wheels, though. Good recovery, but now he's got to go back to work, and now he goes down.
Oh, and he takes Vincent with him. And they're stuck under, Nelko's stuck under Vincent's bike. They're trying to get each other's bikes off of each other.
He said, get off of me. You can't hold me. You can't hold me.
So that is our third and fourth place riders going down together. That now means it is going to be Harrison from LeMay. And then I believe it's Jacob Hayes now moving into third on the 90. He got around Carlos Battiali, who is now fourth. And coming through the 13 machine of Kyle Swanson is up into the top 5.
Just outside of that, Jacob Hayes, or no, you said he was up. Jacob Hayes is moving up, yeah. Just so behind him, Kyle Swanson, Brock Peterson, Cody Williams, Jeff Lute back there battling. See how that shapes up.
And it looks like Vincent and Nelko got going pretty much together just inside of the top 10. So they're going to continue charging forward and battling just like we saw them doing for that third position. But now it looks like it's for about 9.
Yeah, Jacob Hayes running a 2:01.4. Your fastest lap time, that was Heath Harrison. He ran that 1:59 on lap 2. He's in the 2-minute mark on lap 3. Ben LeMay. Yeah, look, keep our eyes on Hayes, a 2:01.413. About 3 seconds faster than Ben LeMay in that 2 spot. He's coming for him.
Yeah, using some very edge of the racetrack lines through these first couple of sections. Now tucking to the inside going into the commandments. LeMay continues to stick to that outside line. That's where he got passed by Harrison for the lead originally. And look at this now, far outside for Hayes, really far outside after that corner. Goes across the track, going to the outside here. He's using all the racetrack out here trying to make this pass.
There's no follow the leader happening right here for Hayes. Hey, it's been working for him. Can he track him down? Watching Ben LeMay on Racer TV, and there at the left-hand side of the screen, Jacob Hayes going to work. He's loving the outside lines,
everywhere
man.
you go. He's using that very edge of the racetrack. In a triple here, he's right on LeMay. Outside line again. Does he cross over, go full outside into the sand? It kind of looks like it. Yep, right in that very edge line of the sand again. Hopping through those bumps. Little tuck inside here, of course. Inside line of premium in the sand. All over the 26 of LeMay, though, in this battle for second.
And here we go. Let's get side by side. Closing in. Got him in the crosshairs. That was a good drive right there, and we know he's going to put it on the outside. Can he close the door on him?
LeMay goes all the way out there to him to make sure that there is no room to pass. And Hayes is still, look, it cuts across the lines right there. We saw a pass by Nelko on Vincent earlier there. And Hayes is still just trying to get his nose in there on the inside as they triple by the finish over the Tunnel of Love. And down by the Wall of Fame, inside line for Hayes this time, trying to pass in second place, and he has got it.
There it is. Got him. Some patience right there. Great riding by Hayes. Not succumbing to the great defensive riding by Ben LeMay.
And this is not something we should be surprised to see out of the number 90. Jacob Hayes, an arena cross champion, Canadian motocross experience, and he works on the daily with Jet and Hunter Lawrence, working with Lucas Myrtle. So he's been taking notes, and he's been training with the best in the pro ranks as well.
100%. As Jacob Hayes now takes us into the commandments in second place. So your leader is still Heath Harrison. You could just see him flash going the other way on your screen there for just a second. He is heading towards Storyland right now. He's got himself about a 10-second lead. And we're going to see whether or not Hayes, in some clean air in second place, can start just inching that gap down a little bit.
And I'm going to guess he's going to do it on the outside. Call me
probably
crazy, but I'm guessing.
Somewhere on the edge of the racetrack. It's either far inside or far outside. Jacob Hayes is using every inch of the track here.
Yeah, and if you're Heath Harrison right now, hey, have at it, boys. Go nuts back here. I'm going to try and put as much distance between me and you as possible.
I'm going to brag a little bit. North Carolina boys doing good up there.
Hey, you got to feel
North Carolina, but I know that's where he calls home, and Jacob as well.
You got to feel good about that. Always root for the home state, right?
I might not be able to do it, but somebody in North Carolina.
There you go. There you go.
And Hayes, as he gets ready to come by the tower, he's getting a big wave there from Travis Preston in the infield.
Rider down in the sand right there. Looks to be the 77 machine, I think.
And Heath Harrison getting his halfway mark flags as he comes across the finish line as well. So plenty of racing left to go here in this junior 25 plus.
Yeah, right at the 10-minute mark as Heath Harrison checks in with his 5th lap completed. And Jacob Hayes, all right, 8.4. And he's running about, what, 2 seconds or a second and 3/4, if you will, give or take, just under that 2-second mark, faster than Heath Harrison.
But he is going faster, and as we just mentioned, there is a lot of the race still to go here. So if you're Hayes, you're seeing that gap come down. I wonder if Heath Harrison starts looking around and seeing that that gap is coming down, picks his own pace back up.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. I would love to see what the Phoenix Honda riders pit board said when he came through the mechanics area the last time, because he knows Hayes is the next rider back, and he is charging hard. I'm sure he was able to just catch a glimpse of him there coming out of the 10 Commandments as well.
Kyle Swanson picking up a couple of positions up into the number 4 spot now on the number 13 KTM. Cody Williams picks up a spot as well as Luke Vonlinger. Now up into 6th.
Seeing some of these guys working through the Commandments right now. That's the 81 of Luke Vonlinger. And he got around Battiali, and he's actually right there behind Cody Williams, I believe, on the 67 in what is a battle for 5th on the track right now. They're heading towards Storyland.
Loving the line choices. Such a beautiful sight. Get to this. I mean, you look on the left-hand side right there. I'm pointing at it like you folks at home can see. But it's a ditch. I mean, call it what it is. It's incredible.
And very rarely do you see 3 riders side by side,
right,
different lines, corner after corner, and they all are beneficial at certain times. The outsides, as Jacob Hayes is showing, clearly know how to work well with the outside. The inside lines developing well as well. And every square inch is the Redlands course being used as Hayes comes by the tower once again.
Well, I think what Hayes is showing us is that there's a lot of lines on this track that are not usable anymore as well, too. You're going to get buried too deep in them. A lot of these corners have a lot of notches in them, braking bumps, acceleration bumps, and he's trying to find those smooth lines and figure out ways around this track that might be a little bit more energy conserving and also faster as well. And that's what's been helping him inch this gap down slowly to Heath Harrison.
Yeah, you're right. He's finding those smooth lines like he was around the outside. Guarantee you the next class that are listening to that, they're going, hey, Hayes is picking up positions on the outside. Let's try it out. Kyle Swanson moves up another spot now around Ben LeMay.
Hey, guys, we talked about Heath Harrison and whether or not the number 42 would respond. He just dropped a 2:01 on that last lap, able to maintain the gap out front. So Heath Harrison knows Jacob Hayes is back there. He's going to have to work for this win.
No doubt.
I'm going to say they're working through the Commandments right now, just peeking out the window and seeing that gap as Hayes was still working the very edge of the racetrack. He's pretty much doing that every single lap. But Harrison, curious to see if he is working on lines himself out front or if he's just sticking with the same ones he already was and just hitting them harder to try to match that pace. Looks like he's kind of just doing the same stuff.
Yeah, Heath looks like he's settled into that race pace right now. You know, he's up 8.5 seconds. Hit your marks, hit your lines, enjoy the clean air. You know what's worked to this point. It's stick it out for another 6.5 minutes.
And both of these riders were in our earlier Open Pro Sport Moto as well. Hayes specifically, we saw him go down running a very tight inside line. So clearly was taking the note, says I'm going to try the other side of the track and make the outside work here in the first 25 plus moto.
Give you guys a quick top 10 rundown here as we've got 6.5 minutes left in this one. Heath Harrison is leading the way from Jacob Hayes. Kyle Swanson in 3rd. Ben LeMay is 4th. Cody Williams in 5th with Luke Vonlinger in 6th. 7th is Carlos Battiali with Ben Nelko in 8th. Lance Vincent still right behind him in 9th. And Brock Peterson rounding out the top 10 on the number 7.
Tough break for Ben Nelko. Had that little mishap early in this when he was up there toward the front and has not really been able to recover from there. He's not lost too many more positions, but kind of stuck on an island by himself right now.
And Nelko's been overcoming battles. Mikey, we know
right. Yeah.
He's been trying different bike brands. Moving from KTM, he was on a Honda for a while, really starting to feel strong on that Kawasaki, and he was showing it early. I look for Nelko to have a strong performance the rest of the week. Hopefully, might be able to creep into that top 5, but right now, he is hanging solid in 8th with Badaldi and Vonlinger just in front.
Well, no wonder Nelko was doing so good around here. This track's starting to look like a GNC.
There you go.
In some areas.
We're just missing a few trees.
Yeah, he's paddling his way through, finding the good lines. Well, we saw him paddle his way around a little bit, too much maybe earlier on, but he definitely looks like he's gelling with this track, and it's a shame he had to go down.
Yeah, no doubt. Tough break for him for sure. See what he can salvage here toward the end of this one as we're getting into the nitty-gritty now. Heath Harrison, man, I'm impressed. You know, last season, Heath Harrison, like we said, who's a whole shot machine. But then admittedly, from his words, not mine, he said, I'd start fading, and I was all right with that, you know. He put in the work. He's showing us here right now, Junior 25 plus. He's got what it takes.
Seeing the blue flags coming out for sure as Harrison is weaving through a few back markers right now, just picking and choosing his lines, making sure he doesn't get caught up in any funny business.
And it's easy to do that. As we've seen for sure. Harrison coming out of Storyland, there was another rider beside him. Just decided, I'm going to turn right here. I'm going to just come over at you. And so chaos flying all around Harrison as he's trying to bring this thing home.
Well, and another problem too is because these ruts are so long, if you get stuck in behind somebody that makes a mistake that's a lap down, what are you going to do? Do you stop and jump out of the rut and maybe go down, or do you wait for them to fix their mistake and go all the way through? So you got to be careful when you're choosing your lines coming through these guys.
We talk about how some riders look like they're going really fast, and some riders the lap times just don't like. Harrison, he's not skying out this jump next to the tower. He really doesn't look like he's pushing that hard, but the lap times running a 2:03, matching Jacob Hayes, maintaining about an 8-second lead right now.
Yeah, Heath doing a good job staying really within 4 seconds this whole race, each lap of what he's been doing, and that's been making the difference for him now still at 8-second lead. Or is it? Wait a moment. Jacob Hayes. We'll see if Jacob Hayes, 8.5 seconds. It's still right there. Both guys turning a 2:04.
And that tells us that this track is starting to deteriorate, starting to get rougher and rougher as your leaders, little by little, start slowing down. And I've been really interested to see how these faces were going to start to eat away throughout the day, as we're seeing ruts now coming all the way up the faces on the 10 Commandments. You can't tell by the way Harrison's going through them, but those things look nasty.
For sure.
Well, another thing you can't really tell, but we can kind of see, is that there's a lot of notches on the landings and the takeoff.
Oh, yeah.
Each of those commandments as he goes through them. So it's not just clean sailing once you finally actually jump into them. You still have a lot of things to deal with once you're in them.
Absolutely, and especially in some of these faster classes, they're coming out of the inside on the far right-hand side. By the time they're on that 10th commandment, they've moved all the way over to the left. So not only are there ruts, the ruts are at an angle because these riders are going from the right to the left-hand side.
So we have got under 3 minutes left in this race, trying to peek out. I don't know if they actually have the 2-lap board out or if it's just getting ready to go out. Tough to tell.
I can see it's vertical, but I can't
Yeah.
Not quite sure if it's hanging out.
You know, the old tower, we had the problem. We had to lean over the edge to see it, and now we're so like perfectly parallel that you can't see if he's got it out there. He's just.
Well, he's getting the white flag ready, so I think the 2-lap board is already out. So we're coming, I believe, to the white flag right now for our leader, Heath Harrison, as he comes around that Polysport pond through the Thor sand sweeper.
And there was another instance right there, getting real close to one of those lapped riders. All it takes is a little mistake, a little bobble, and he can go down.
So here we go. White flag is about to wave. There it is for Heath Harrison, taking the white flag on the final lap of this race. Still has that 8-second advantage over Jacob Hayes. They've really kind of matched each other's pace since Hayes has moved into that 2 spot.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I mean, both of them last lap around, it was 2:04s. Now Heath Harrison checks in for what I believe is the white flag. Yes. Lap 9, he turned to 2:06. Now Hayes has checked up a little bit with a 2:07, puts him 9 seconds back from Heath Harrison. So I think if you're Hayes, you kind of, hey, let's not throw this thing away. Let's not risk it for the biscuit just yet. I can get him in Moto 2.
Well, and of course, then they're going to have better gate picks, both of them, for this second Moto than they most likely drew in the first one. So sets us up for a really great battle in this Junior 25-plus class all week long here at the ranch, where got 2 guys that look like they're pretty similar in pace, and if we can get them to start together, maybe we got ourselves a good battle. You can see green Kawasaki of Hayes just there in the background as they went through the commandments. But if you're Harrison, you're just soaking it in on this last lap, maybe conserving a little bit of energy and taking this one all the way to the checkered flag.
Gotta feel good if you're Heath Harrison. And I love him because, you know, he's always going to smile. He's got a big smile on his face. The dude just has a ton of fun out there. Just as cool as it gets, man. So stoked for him. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, right? But, yeah, he's on his way. Keep it on 2 wheels, Heath Harrison. Bring her home.
The fans are going to get one look down that back straightaway as Harrison just wheelies and hops his way through the sand on the final lap of the race, getting around the 6 of Alex Hildebrand right there, who's a lap down, and the 27 just ahead of Hildebrand, John Moeller. couple guys still in a fight just outside the top 20 between the two of them, but it's all P1 for Heath Harrison out here circulating on this final lap.
I'm loving the gear too, man. The helmet and the whole fit, it's just beautiful.
All right, folks, here it is. One more turn to go. The 42 Honda of Heath Harrison brings it down, doubles his way through, and Heath Harrison is your junior 25-plus Moto 1 winner.
Yeah, buddy. Little fist in the air saying, heck yeah, on my way to talk with that. Well, either Jason Wygant or Zach Herron. I think they're both going down there to powwow with the boys. Really scope it out. Jacob Hayes had a solid ride too. He had to move his way up through the pack, did so methodically, worked those outside lines like it was a thing of beauty. Kyle Swanson just checked in there for a top 3 OA.
And hey, another thing to note about Hayes is he ran one of his better laps on the last lap as well, so that just shows the fitness is there. If we see those two guys start together in that second moto, we might be in for a really good full moto battle between them.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Looking outside of that top 3 as they've checked in now. Ben LeMay with a 4th. Luke Vonlinger rounding out the top 5. Cody Williams is checked in 6th. Carlos Bedelia, a 7th place.
And it looks like Ben Nelko brings it home 8th. Brock Peterson in 9th. And Jeff Loop will be rounding out our top 10. Well, the riders are down there at the podium area, and I believe they're getting ready to talk to Jason Wygant, who's on his way up there with the medals.
Hey, once again, it's beautiful weather for racing. It's not even that bad. I'm just going to say, once again, it's been like 2-3 years here. We've been bailed out, and that makes it a little easier on the riders who are a little bit older. Strong performance. I feel like he could do another 20 right now. As the Phoenix Racing team congratulates their man who these days is supposed to be a behind-the-scenes guy and a mechanic for like 8 different riders. But every once in a while he gets to bust out the whipping stick of his own and come race. And he's here for championships. Let's hear it for our gold medalist, Heath Harrison. I know you work hard, but a lot of it is working for your team, Phoenix Honda. How much work on the motorcycle do you even get to do?
If you ask all the mechanics in the shop, quite a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, no, like 2 months before this, I actually put in quite a bit of work. I dropped 20 pounds and I wanted to win. I wanted to win bad. So yeah, David let me put in the work. I actually went home to my roots in Alabama for 3 weeks, and yeah, we got to work. So thanks to all the mechanics and all the crew at the shop for not jabbing me too hard. Yeah, it's cool.
Be back to work on Monday?
Probably not Monday. I'll be a Mexican with the margaritas.
Yeah, celebrating. We'll see. At least a gold medal in a moto. How was that race?
Yeah, it was good. I got off to a decent start. I actually got pinched off coming in the first turn and then snuck around and got into second behind Ben pretty quick. And then, yeah, he led the first couple laps, and then I made a good pass on him, and then knew if I could just get away quick and sprint away these guys. Me, Jacob, and Ben were all in that Pro Sport Moto, so yeah, I knew there'd be some fading going on from one of us. I didn't know which one, but yeah, no, it was a great race. Yeah, after I got in the lead, I just sprinted away and drove my own race after that.
Who do you want to thank, Heath?
Yeah, the whole Phoenix Honda crew, Arma, Moose Racing, Parts Limited, ODI, FMF, Exhaust, FMF Vision, VP Racing, Moto, Ride Engineering, Evans, Gino for getting out of the engine room and coming out and doing some mechanicing this week, Enzo Suspension, just everybody that makes this possible. Thank you.
All right, Heath Harrison, your gold medal, 25 plus. And we'll see how this week rolls on. Gonna look for our second place finisher. Good to see him back at the ranch. We'll also do to have Ben LeMay up here because he got our whole shot award. But I'll look for second place right now. But where's my man Zach? I'm gonna hand it over. Well, we're actually fighting over who gets to hand out the medals in this moto. So it turns out our man Zach, I'm going to give him the silver. It turns out our man Zach is actually the officiant in your wedding. Is that true, Jacob Hayes? So I'm going to let him hand the silver medal over. Let's hear it for Jacob Hayes, second place. Take it away, Zach.
Jacob, so that was the qualifying process. You let me do the wedding. Now we're here at the big show, Loretta Lynn's. Man, what a race. We saw you out there in Pro Sport earlier today, had some mishaps, adjusted. That was on the far inside. I don't think I saw you taking inside that whole moto out there. You were railing the outsides. Was that a plan coming into this moto?
God, I don't know who preps the track, but they must dig a trench all the way around the inside of the track. I mean, it's probably 10 foot deep, no lie. In practice, I went into it and I fell off my bike. It just stayed there. So kudos to the track crew. I'd like to see a little bit more prep on some of the technical stuff just so we can have some fun out there. This is what this place is all about, is fun and family, and that's why I'm back.
Hey, and you're back in a hurry, man. You looked solid top 10 start, and then you just started coming. We were seeing you chipping away at that lead, but just not quite close enough. Any big adjustments coming into race 2?
Yeah, actually there will be some big adjustments. I won't have gate pick 32 and 31, so it should be a lot better. Should be on the right side of the doghouse where I can hopefully get some traction and get out front and get some clean air. I never saw Heath's back fender one time, and we got to change that.
Absolutely, man. I know you got some great people around you to help you out. Who do you want to thank?
My wife, her family, my family, Thor. God, they've taken me under their wing this year and are really trying to revamp the system. 100% goggles, Dave Janolfi. REP suspension, AEO, Kawasaki, Ryan Holiday. He stepped up and made some parts happen. Pro Circuit, Renthal, Paul Parabinos always hooks me up, and yeah, I'm riding a Bone Stalker, so having a good time.
There you go, guys. Put your hands together. Jacob Hayes. Weege, I'm going to give it back to you. I appreciate it. Let me do that.
All right, let's bring up Kyle Swanson, who finishes up in 3rd. And also our whole shot rider is Ben LeMay. We'll give that out, but let me first get the bronze. This guy's in the hunt too. Coming out front, and I'll give you the bronze medal, Kyle Swanson. Putting in some work to get that spot. You got to be proud.
Yeah, man. That track is just different. Like, it didn't matter. You know, at Farm 14, Kevin's been working with me the last 2 months, and we tried to cover all of our bases. And I mean, we covered as most as we could, but when we came out here, the track's so spongy. The faster you went, the more the bike reacted. So it's almost like I had to slow down to go faster and just kind of plug away. I was hoping for a couple more laps. Normally I don't ask for that, but on this one I wanted them, and hopefully we can rebound and win.
Good goal. I'll let these bikes go by. Yeah, everybody's saying the track is a little different than they expected, so that's not a surprise to hear that. All right, most of them have gone by. Who do you want to thank, Kyle?
I thank my mom, my dad, my beautiful wife, my brother, my sister, all my friends, the Wyndham family for taking me in, and my wife 2 months ago, and really giving us a dream. AOT, the Schneider family, 100%, SKDA, McDonald's, JM Racing. I've got 2 sets of cone valve, and I chose to run air because John Mitchell dialed it in that dang good. Normally you don't hear that out here, but I chose air because of John Mitchell. Fastway, Babcock's for letting me have their trailer, their tent, their tables, their chairs, their mats. Dunlop for the amazing hookup. I went with the 33, that Moto. Almost got the start. I think we're going to try 34 on this next one. We're going to see what it's all about.
Hey, great stuff. Learned a lot right there. Let's hear it for Kyle Swanson taking 3rd. Great interview as well. It's a fun class. All right, congrats to Kyle. I want to get Ben LeMay on up here. It's good to see him back here at Loretta's. A lot of familiar faces when you get to 25 plus. Ben almost got that podium, but he does collect the Stasic Whole Shot Award. So let's hear it for the Alaskan Assassin, Ben LeMay. How was that moto for you, buddy?
Frustrating. I got the whole shot, and I knew once I got the whole, I was going to win. And second lap, I lost my rear brake. And same thing happened in Pro Sport Moto, so we got to figure something out. Salvaged the 4th. Not what I'm looking for, but you know it's good enough. We'll see what happens the next 2 motos. But no, I think my speed's there. I need both brakes on this track. The track's gnarly. So yeah, just going to keep pushing, and you never know what's going to happen.
Who do you want to thank, Ben?
I want to thank Hoosier Tires, Race Tech, American-made Dust Moto. It's a new e-bike coming out. Applied Technology, Race Tech, my wife for supporting me, and David Clayball from Thunder Valley.
Okay, there we go. Ben LeMay, your whole shot award. And he'll be back for some podiums later in the week. That's going to do it for 25 plus. I'm